Hello and welcome to Arsenal Unfiltered, your 3 times a week dose of Arsenal coverage with me, your host Mark. This is the instant reaction to Arsenal 0, Liverpool 1. It is 6:30 on Sunday evening, so this is as instant can get from myself. I hope you are not feeling that defeat too much and you can have a nice evening despite the obvious disappointment. Let's quickly run through the lineup before we get into some of my instant reactions, and I will be doing a full, as ever, a full match review tomorrow to kind of really go into the game in depth. So we had Raya in goal to start with, Timber at right back, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori, Rice, Zubamendi, Marino, Madueke, Gyökeres, Martinelli. So exactly as I predicted, Mikel Arteta would go, and we of course immediately lost Saliba 5 minutes into the game, and that brings me to kind of the first person I want to talk about, which is Christian Mosquera, and I'm going to throw Ricardo Calafiori in with this as well because I thought they were both fantastic. Calafiori locked up Salah. Mosquera did a really good job in a hard scenario, coming on to replace William Saliba in, basically the toughest away game that you can play all year. It wasn't enough, however. We saw Dominic Szoboszlai from 30 yards beat David Raya. I posted on Blue Sky, what are you supposed to do about that? And really, there is nothing you can do about that when a game is broken open in that way. We created a higher XG than Liverpool in that game, 0.55 to 0.45. We had more shots, 11 to 9. We were definitely the better team in the first half, and we had a good old go. In the first half especially. Liverpool then cranked up that pressure as the second half went on, and it eventually told through a world-class piece of football from Dominic Szoboszlai. It just always feels like it falls their way, doesn't it? It just everything. I mean, I thought the ref was actually okay today. A lot of the 50-50s felt like they went the right way, or at least they were consistent in the way that they went, and it was looking like maybe a game that we could see out to a 0-0 or maybe even nick it when Ødegaard and Eze came on. But they show up in the right moment, Liverpool do. They always seem to manage to show up like that, and we'd made them, I think, look quite average going forward. For the team that we'd seen against Bournemouth and Newcastle, and even Palace in the Community Shield, they were swashbuckling, they went forward, they really worked it well through Ekitike and Gakpo through the first part of the season, the first few games, and we really played in a fantastic way, a really locked down defensive performance, stubborn, hard to beat. This is the difference, I think, in the two teams over the past 18 months, is Liverpool find a way. Liverpool find those moments where Arsenal have not been able to. And look, we brought Eze, we brought Gyökeres to maybe give us those in the future when they're a bit more bedded in. But they have those players now. Dominic Szoboszlai, I mean, it is a wonderful strike. David Raya can do nothing about it. I thought the wall needed to be 4 men, but I think, maybe I'll go and watch it back. I don't think that would have made any difference, to be honest. The quality of the strike was just so good. The instant reaction online has been, this is the price you pay for not going for it, and I just think that's ridiculous. For me, I would so much rather we were in those games, right? We were in those games, and we really push to stay in it. We stay competitive, all of that sort of stuff, right? Rather than go out there and get cut apart by attacking. The narrative about being brave and, Arsenal are now paying for not being more adventurous earlier in the game. It's Gary Neville's favourite plaything, and it just really frustrates me because for so long Gary Neville gave us criticism, and Sky gave us criticism for being naive in these games, for being too open, to being, cut open by these other teams. I've just seen another stat. Arsenal had 28 touches in Liverpool's box. Liverpool only had 16 in ours. So, look, I mean, which team really went for it? I don't think either team, especially in the first half, I would say, I don't think either team were really going for it. And I think Liverpool, because they were the home team, they got the crowd behind them at about 65 minutes. And they got on top and they started to create some chances, but not clear-cut chances. And they just had one moment of brilliance. And I just, yeah, it just always feels like it falls for them. Look, tomorrow's match review podcast, I will do a lot more refined analysis of this. But I do feel right now just that deflated from the point of view of that just never seems to happen for us, does it? We never seem to bang one in from 30 yards. There never seems to be that golden opportunity given to us at the right moment, for the free kick is what I'm referring to there. It just never seems to fall our way. We have to grind for every result. We have to grind for every victory. And that's something, and I say this in the big games is what I'm referring to. That's something that Mikel Arteta gets criticism for, but you look at that today and it's just one moment. And Liverpool get 3 points and we walk away with none. That's it. I genuinely think the teams were extremely evenly matched, apart from that one moment for Dominic Szoboszlai. And it's just so frustrating how rarely it feels like those one moments, those little turning points go our way. Maybe Mikel Arteta does deserve some criticism for that, but he's brought Eze, he's brought Gyökeres, he's brought Madueke, and once those players are more embedded, hopefully we get more of those for ourselves. I've already mentioned the two defenders that I thought had a really good game. Mosquera, he's not William Saliba, but he didn't look out of place in our back four, which is a really impressive thing for a young player to be able to do. Good on the ball, brave in the scenario, put in some good tackles. Really, really impressed with him. Last year I spent all year talking about Kai Havertz. I think this year I'm going to spend all year talking about Ricardo Calafiori. What a player. He was brilliant against Mo Salah. Really good going forward. I thought he, the criticism of Calafiori is always like, oh, what's he like when he's on the turn and he's defending? Mo Salah was the best player in the world over the last 12 months, and he looked very average up against Calafiori today, and Calafiori probably looked more of the attacking threat. And I think a player that really needs some mention and some credit in this game is Noni Madueke. He was our best threat in the first half, faded a little in the second half. They clearly started to double up on that side, which I thought was a testament to Madueke. He had the most chances. He looked the most adventurous against Kerkez. So those three players for me are the three that deserve huge credit. I thought Rice was good. Zubimendi was okay, but then started to fade. I have really big issues with Gabriel Martinelli right now. I really do. I'm struggling to see what he's adding to the team. And that might sound harsh, but I think we're holding on to a memory of what Gabriel Martinelli was, and he looks out of ideas. And for me, I think he looks like he needs to go and play in a different system. He's only really played top-level football with Arteta at Arsenal. He feels like a player who could do with a move for his career. I don't want to lose good players. I think he will go on and have a really good career, but it's just not working at Arsenal right now. I thought he looked really poor in the first half. He had a initial breakaway where, to be fair, Gyökeres kind of got in his way. But he just didn't make a decision until the moment was gone. And again, then the next time he got a chance, he just played a pass to absolutely no one. And it was very easy for Liverpool to defend that side. And it's when Eze came on, he looked like he didn't quite know where to stand, all of that sort of stuff. He didn't look like he quite knew how close he needed to be to Gyökeres, all that stuff that will come with time. But when he got a moment on the ball, he made a very quick decision. He knew what he was going to do. There was a moment down by the corner flag where he flicked inside and created a chance. He got into a dangerous position where he went down. It was a very soft shout for a penalty. It was never a penalty, by the way. But, he made a decision. He was intentful, and Martinelli's just not doing that. So, and look, compare him to Madueke on the other side. Again, Madueke is a new player, hasn't played with Arsenal much, arrived late to pre-season because he was at the Club World Cup with Chelsea, and he's making decisions. He's got intent. He's going at players. Martinelli just feels like he's out of ideas, completely out of ideas. I'm really disappointed right now. Like I say, it just feels like a game that we're going to get so much criticism for, wrongly, I think, because I thought we did a very, very good job on Liverpool to make it really tough for them to play. I doubt there is another team that are going to hold Liverpool to 0.45 XG for the whole of the rest of the season. Champions League, Premier League, I do not think there will be another team that can stop Liverpool's attack in that way. And it's so gutting to nullify Mo Salah, nullify Ekitike, nullify Wirtz, all these massive players for them, and then Szoboszlai just pulls that out. It's gutting. But look, I feel quite positive about the Arsenal performance. I think there was things to like, things to work on. We've got to be able to get the ball to Gyökeres a little bit more. When he got a little bit of service, he did okay with it, but we never really created a chance for him. But we went to Anfield. We didn't have White. We didn't have Havertz. We didn't have Saka. We couldn't start Ødegaard. We lost Saliba in the 5th minute. Another year where we go and we really compete with big teams without a number of our superstars. You cannot tell me that game wouldn't be different if we kept William Saliba on the pitch. We could have started Martin Ødegaard. We could have had Bukayo Saka and we could have had Kai Havertz. You just can't tell me that. So gutted, disappointed that it just, the scales always seem to tip against us, but delighted with how difficult we are to beat, some of the defensive displays that we put on, and some of the individual performances as well. I'm going to leave it there. Like I say, tomorrow I will bring a more in-depth match review, kind of going through the events in a little bit more detail. I hope you all have a lovely evening. Remember to follow the podcast wherever you get your podcasts from. If you want to hear tomorrow's review and future kind of episodes from me, like I say, I hope you have a lovely evening. Don't let that get you down. Don't go online and read all the negativity and the wild takes about being brave, because actually we outshot Liverpool. We were in a right good tie, and I think when we get to the Emirates, we will win that game. Okay, guys, thank you very much for listening. Like I say, keep an eye out for tomorrow's episode.